Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Davon Lewis Show podcast with the latest review for Monday Night Raw on Netflix on March 3rd, 2025, from the Key Bank Center in Buffalo, New York. We had on the card three title defenses. A World Heavyweight Champion Gunther was in action against Otis of American Alpha. More importantly, we have CM Punk in the house after a drama had unfolded with Seth Rollins. Also, we have the latest news on Linda McMahon when it comes to the details about her status. More importantly, Ray Fenix and Alister's Black potential debuts after they are now officially free agents, leading to early WWE plans. Let's talk about professional wrestling and let's get into it. Appreciate you guys coming through. Let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and talk about Linda McMahon. A major Republican donor and a former professional wrestling executive from WWE, was confirmed Monday to serve as President Donald Trump's Secretary of Department of Education. Trump has officially eliminated the Department of goals when it comes to his administration and has said to hopes that McMahon will put herself not only out of a job by spearheading the department are reluctant of eliminating the problems that have been going on. The Senate had voted 51 to 45 to confirm her to the role and the presidency of the 22nd nominee to be confirmed by the chamber since his inauguration. But I'd like to know from you guys' point of view how you guys are feeling about that whole entire situation when it comes to Linda McMahon. Of course, she's been known for all of her years being behind the scenes of World Wrestling Entertainment, being a secondary person when it came to Vince McMahon, and more importantly, congratulations to her to now taking a big step, and now it's important when it comes to the education. Now let's talk about Malachi Black, who will now be AEW contract expired early this month. And the backstage talks of him returning to WWE is coming very, very soon. He last wrestled as Alister Black in WWE from 2016 to 2021. According to the latest Wrestler Observer newsletter, Alister should be returning to WWE immediately, based on a couple of rumors based on the schedule to be the latest member of the main roster. And the direction of storylines for him to be for his return will be after WrestleMania. Just remember, the card is always subject to change in the land of WWE, where he could even become the newest member of the Judgment Day. But I think it will be great fit for him when it comes to the change of group, making it a little bit more of a serious stable. More importantly, I think it will be intriguing to see what they do with him, as he enjoyed his time under the Triple H banner. And now this is going to be a repackage, a retelling of Alister Black in WWE. Hopefully they do right with him, and hopefully he is satisfied where he wants to be back in WWE. Now let's talk about Ray Fenix, ladies and gentlemen, as Ray Fenix is now officially a free agent, but he probably won't be for long. On March 3rd, Mike Johnson of Professional Wrestler Insider and other outlets reported that Fenix was no longer part of AEW after he had been removed from the company's roster page. Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer wrote that believes that Fenix will be in WWE as soon as possible. A new report provides an update on the situation, saying when it came to Ross Sapp of FIFO, who reported that Ray Fenix is indeed a free agent. And though it was expected, it could have been months added to his deal due to injury time. He is no longer under contract with them, and so now he's officially a free agent to go anywhere he would like. Sapp cited the sources that said that Fenix is expected to sign with WWE immediately, and Fanatics have started preparing merchandise for him, while Creative is coming up with the ideas as well. The reports also noted that WWE is expecting Fenix there pretty shortly, and it was foregone conclusion that he would end up in the company. Sapp also wrote that Fenix will be likely join the main roster with his brother and tag partner, Penta. Penta signed with WWE debut back in January following his AEW departure. And also, more details reported about Rey Fenix and Penta were likely heading into WWE in 2024. But their deals were extended after things had took place when it came to AEW, as more content creators had heard. But they even made up obligations, including inhumane treatment, since deleted tweets. AEW denied all claims privately, and sources claim that they believe Phoenix likely had to have agreed to a non-disbarring to get out of the deal. So pretty much he had to keep silent. Rey Fenix is a former AEW World Tag Team Champion, a Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champion, and has been absent from AEW promos since July 2024. Phoenix is recently months ahead of his departure, but it's going to be intriguing to see what happens when he makes his main roster debut. But let's go ahead and dive into Monday Night Raw, for what you guys are officially here for. CM Punk started off the show angrily storming into the arena, stood at the announcer's desk, and said that he believes he has exhausted all his options to the main event of WrestleMania and began addressing his enemies. He started off with The Rock, then Punk calls him a fraud, then he calls him only appearing when he feels like it. He said John Cena so is so, and now everybody can see through him. He said that he never gave up inside the chamber. That's when the time comes. He then sees John Cena and The Rock, and they will make a wish that they never cross paths with him. Punk tried to turn his attention to Seth Rollins, but Rollins immediately came out, and Punk sprinted down the ramp, and they started the brawl right away. They brawled all through the arena and were separated by security by multiple times. Then we get to the fan reaction of John Cena's heel turn. It was very clear now in the show footage, but John Cena turned later on in the evening. But we could talk about this whole entire situation when it comes to John Cena. Was it as big as Hulk Hogan's heel turn? That was a different time period, and the flow changed the industry, not only with WCW, but WWE. When it comes to this, it's its own peak in its own time when it comes to John Cena turning heel. Was it necessary to wait for him to wait this long, nearly over 20 plus years to now turn heel? I'm pretty sure he wanted to put that Easter egg in the basket and let things run smoothly when it came to him turning heel. I know he talked about it earlier in a couple of podcasts where he said he originally was going to turn heel with the first meeting with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson when he had the Miami Clash in Miami. When they first had the once-in-a-lifetime match, John Cena was going to originally turn heel in the script, but they changed it and kept him face. But now it's going to be intriguing to see what they actually do with John Cena through the course of his current reign. Do I feel like he's going to be heel long? I don't see it happening. I see him probably losing at WrestleMania, and then over time, when it's time for him to win the Big 17 championship, it'd be later towards the winter time, and they're going to drag it out. When he turns back face, turns on The Rock, and they get that big pop celebration to be number 17 under his belt, to be the true greatest of all time when it comes to the most WWE Championship wins, and that will be a big accolade. Now let's get to Judgment Day, who is celebrating Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez winning the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. Morgan says Raquel should focus on the Women's Intercontinental Championship to bring more gold to the Judgment Day. Finn Balor sits there on a couch, looks confused, upset. Finn and Dominic continues bickering back and forth. And then, of course, they set the motion and say you need to handle the big dog when it comes to Braun Breaker. And, of course, Finn Balor walks away. Then we get straight away into some ring action as we have the World Heavyweight Champion Gunther in singles action defeating Otis with a lovely powerbomb. But where things got more intriguing was after the match where Gunther continued to attack Otis. This caused Akira Tozawa to jump into the ring and try to attack Gunther. But that didn't go well for the little man whatsoever. Jey Uso came out to make the save, and he would take down Gunther. but was blindsided by Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, who took out Jey Uso while he was celebrating. This led to Gunther slapping on a sleeper hold and standing directly over Jey Uso. The overall of the match was very slow paced when it came to Gunther and Otis, but it was hard hitting and they put on a clinic. When it came to what the segment afterwards with the beatdown, Jey Uso was hot. He was doing his thing, and he's looking like he's going to be the next World Heavyweight Champion. Then we get to Kathy Kelly, who's backstage as she interviews AJ Styles, the phenomenal one. AJ says he never saw John Cena turning coming. Then, of course, he was interrupted by Karrion Kross during the interview. He tried to get upset of AJ Styles by bringing up Logan Paul, but Styles said he will call Logan Paul next week at Madison Square Garden. Now it's time for some women's action for the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship. Lyra Valkyria defeated Ivy Now in a stellar women's match. It was great action, great offense from both of them, and they put on a clinic. Of course, Lyra was able to get that lovely victory with the Nightwing, but in overall, I enjoyed the full presentation what these ladies put on a clinic. It was awesome from start to finish, and props to the Intercontinental Champion for the women's division. Then the cameras cut right away to the backstage area to see Seth Rollins and CM Punk still brawling again in that area. Adam Pearce later announces they will face each other at Madison Square Garden inside the cage next week. Then we get to Luigi Kaiser, who calls out Penta in a brawl in the middle of the ring before Penta gets the better exchange with a sunset dive on Kaiser, and then he celebrates with the crowd. Then we get to Chad Gable with a vignette. He walks around and asks people if they know of the man he has a photo of. He eventually ends up in an alley where he is worried, but receives a payment from Gable. He gives him the key to defeat the luchadors, and Gable is handed whatever is inside the box. Then the vignette ends. Before he can review what's inside, the cameras cut away. Now it's time for tag team action for the WWE World Tag Team Championship, as the War Raiders, Eric and Ivar, defeated the American Made of Brutus Creed and Julius Creed. The tag team action was on point, a lot of back and forth, great transition tag team moves from everybody that was involved. More importantly, they put on a full-on clinic. I enjoyed everything that took place, and more importantly, they really kept us highly invested through the course of the tag team match. But of course, the American Made came up short. But most props to Julius and Brutus for stepping up when it came to the tag team match. But the tag team champions had it in the bag, asserting their dominance and keeping their tag team championships. Then we get to the LWO, Rey Mysterio, Dragon Lee, Joaquin Phoenix, and Cruz del Toro. They're featuring a vignette in which they revealed that Mysterio and Lee will face Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods next week in a tornado tag at Madison Square Garden. When you know between this tag team, the beef continues to be trending, but New Day has been getting the upper hand on the LWO, but now with Rey Mysterio back into the fold, it's going to be intriguing to see what happens with the LWO. And will they get the better of the New Day? But in overall, look forward to seeing the Madison Square Garden tag team match next week on Monday Night Raw. Then we get to Finn Balor, who addresses Braun Breaker, who Jackie Redmond had interviewed during a commercial break. Finn tries to get Breaker to come down to face him, but he does, and he's ready for the sneak attack from Carlito and Dominic Mysterio. He even took Balor down with the Gorilla Press Slam, and he was aiming to spear Balor, but Dom pulled Finn from the ringside. As you see, the tensions are clearly clear. Finn Balor versus the badass Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania. The writing's on the wall, and I look forward to seeing what they do with the Intercontinental Championship. Will we get the return of the Demon to face the big dog, or will Braun Breaker be steamrolling past all the competitors and there will be nobody left to step up to the plate? Then we get to another highlight of John Cena's heel turn. Michael Cole announced Cody Rhodes, the WWE Undisputed Champion, will be on Smackdown to address everything that took place. It was kind of messed up what happened to him, being battered and bruised after Elimination Chamber. But more importantly, the tide was set in motion when it came to everything that took place. Then we get to Jey Uso, who cuts a promo on his way out the building. It was serious. It was passionate. Main event, Jey Uso's walking away with the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. The ring general was going to put up a major fight at WrestleMania, but the writing's on the wall. Jey Uso is looking to cash a check, take names, kick his ass, and become the World Heavyweight Champion and yeet his way to the world title. But of course, Gunther's going to be a hard challenge all the way through when it comes to that match. But in overall, I look forward to seeing it. Then we get to Bianca Belair, who comes out to watch the main event of the night on Netflix. Now it's officially time for the main event. For the WWE Women's World Heavyweight Championship, as Io Sky defeated Rhea Ripley, the champion. Ripley got distracted by arguing with Bianca Belair, giving Io a chance to recover, reverse the super riptide into a hurricanrana from the top ropes, then hit the over-the-moon saw and capture the WWE Women's World Championship. And overall, the show was great. It was red hot when it came to everything that took place, when it came to Elimination Chamber, and the fallout of all three title matches that took place was solid from start to finish. Left nothing unturned. But I'd like to know from you guys' point of view for this week's latest edition of Monday Night Raw. What was your favorite match of the show and how you felt about the Elimination Chamber, including the fallout for tonight's show with John Cena turning heel? Post your comments down below. Don't forget to smash the like button. Subscribe. Until the next episode, you guys know what to do. If you made it to the end, you're a true trooper. And I appreciate you guys. I'm your host, Davon. You have been watching the Davon Lewis Show podcast. Stay tuned for more wrestling news and updates on the next episode. I will catch you guys later. You guys be safe. Until then.